Hey everyone! I know I said that my next episode was going to be my New Year's trip to Siargao with my friends Beauty, her family, LA Pam, Dante Basco, Alice, and the whole crew. But to be honest, there was just so much that happened that trip. So I decided to fast forward to the last day of my trip, where I visited a special someone that recently became a Siargao local. After everyone flew back on the first flight to Manila, I was left alone, and I knew I couldn't leave the island without a proper catch-up with my favorite mermaid, Andi. With no Wi-Fi or Waze or address, I followed the road till I reached Kanawai Surf Shop, which her husband Philmar and his surf buddies put up. And attached to it is Andi's Kanawai snack bar. And although Andi and I hadn't seen each other for a while, we started talking like we were never apart. I ordered the guava shake, which in my opinion is a must-try, and she started making cuento about how passionate she's become about the environment, living by the water, becoming a new business owner, the new friends she made, her 2 pit bulls, and the community and place she now calls home. It was fascinating to finally see her new chosen life here in Siargao. After catching up for a bit, we hopped on pro surfer Raymar's motorcycle and headed to Andi's house.
Step na lang yan. Kaya. Go where?
If you don't already know, Andi Eigenmann is an accomplished actress in the Philippines, who at the peak of her career did a complete lifestyle change after experiencing the surf culture and falling in love with professional surfer Philmar Alipayo, who aside from my inaanak Ellie, she shares 2 kiddos with. The house was huge! Andi explained to me that it was supposed to be a resort, but for now, it's home for them. She introduced me to her 2 bullies. I wish I remembered their names. Then, she told me to go straight to see Lilo and Koa.
You want a milkshake?
They were so cute. Such a beautiful mix of Philmar and Andi. It's crazy to think that last time I saw her, she only had 1 baby. I loved seeing Andi in her element, but I still had so many questions. What do you think? Shall we find out more?
Okay, yay! Wait,
Welcome to my husband's room.
it's nice. This place is so nice. So, how long have you been living here?
I've been in and out since 2017, but I fully moved here in 2020 during the pandemic.
And how was that?
You know, even if it's, to me, this is paradise, this is like, the dream was to live here. Which I've been dreaming of it even as an actress or even as a younger girl. I thought that it would be something to achieve like in my 50s. Mm-hmm. But when I moved here, it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. It still needed a lot of adjustment.
Yeah.
Also because the reason why I left the industry was to basically find myself a place where I belong.
What do you think you felt like you needed to find a place? Do you think it had to do with like... Because me, personally, it was like in Bisna, I figured out who I was. I felt like the industry somewhat imposed something that I needed to be, and then I woke up one day and I was like, wait, I mean, you've always known me as the real me, as Mads. But there were certain aspects now, parang I felt like I'm not living my authentic life, and because of that, I'm getting depressed. And because of that, I feel like my life isn't representing who I am. Yeah, so...
Same. I feel like me leaving the industry were mistaken by a lot as a way of me just like blaming the industry for my unhappiness. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't anything like that at all. It's just that I entered at a time that I didn't know that, but I didn't really know who I was yet at that time. And you're right, you know, like you have to be willing to be a blank slate to offer yourself to the industry. How can you just like be a blank slate if you don't even your backbone is not yet strong enough?
personal boundaries.
Yes.
If you watch a movie, there's of like coming of age, you can see the transition of a human being, like from being like a teenager to find themselves. Us, we were never allowed that luxury because there were so many like, oh, I see you as this.
Yeah.
I mean,
The priority is what they expect of us. And it's not to blame them or anything. It's just that I guess I wasn't ready for that.
yeah.
Maybe if I had been given the chance to do this before entering showbiz, maybe it would have worked out for me.
Would you still want to go back?
Myself, no.
Really? So you don't miss it?
I do. I miss acting.
Yeah.
I miss the camaraderie that you build with your
Yeah.
co-actors and the staff and crew. I miss it. I miss that life. But not enough or not in a way that I want it back.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so happy with the
Yeah.
life that
Honestly, like I've been observing you and
from a distance.
yeah.
We've just been, that's what we've been doing, you know, in our friendship. We've been observing each other from a distance.
Yeah, because I was in this.
I've been watching her just soar from afar.
Guys, don't worry, that's construction, okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You've always been such a free-spirited soul. Sometimes as a woman, it's not really encouraged in the Philippines. You're taken apart and then vilified sometimes for being free as a woman. Where as guys, they can be as free as they want and nobody will like see it as a bad thing.
Yeah.
And then for you to have all that success, because me naman, like honestly, I never really had my big break in Manila. I was just like consistently working, and I don't really know like how people perceive me because I don't think there was like a defining like image of me. But you had like a very clear trajectory for your career. Like, you know, you were so loved, and Agua Bendita was like, it's kind of like cool. Yeah. What was your experience with there? Was it a good experience? Was it?
You know what, honestly, of course, when I was doing it, I was having so much fun.
Yeah.
But it was also that time in my life where, you know, my life changed entirely. So as much as it was fun, it was hard. It was very hard too. But now that I look back in it, I look back on only all the good things without denying that there were hard times.
Yeah.
I look back on all the good things because I learned so much and I grew so much from experiencing that.
Yeah.
Even if I realized at some point that being in the industry, like being a celebrity, was not for me. I loved what my experience in Agua Bendita contributed to me, to my personal growth in my life. Yeah.
And the only reason why I bring that up is because it's kind of like funny, and I know you've always been a mermaid.
Yes, only my true friends know.
It's like amazing that like one of your like most notable roles was in the water, and your element is really water, and then now you come back and like you live like by the water, and you wake up and like I like so in awe, like grabe, ang galing mo na mag-surf. Grabe, you have 3 beautiful children and you're juggling all these things, but you're living, you have the snack bar, you have all these things, and even like when we were young and you were just starting out, it already had a clear vision of like how you wanted your career to go. Me, I was kind of just like, I don't even know what I was back then. But you, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know. You were, each time like you had a new offer or project, you could tell that like you knew how to, like you knew how to like stand up for yourself. You know, you always.
I feel like oftentimes though, my being strong-minded, willed, was taken as like being hard. You know,
it's sad. Also, I mean, unfortunately, it's like you wanna be a thinking actor and you wanna be a good actor.
All of those frustrations.
Yeah, but if you give input, or if you also care so much about a character and you're attached to where the character is going, and you have this personal relationship of building it, and someone says no, we we want this.
That's why I feel like, I see some of these celebrities who are stars, rather, who are younger than me. And they've been making a mark or a name for themselves, not just because of their acting talents, but also like as personalities outside of that, which, that's so cool to me.
We came from a time where you were groomed to be the next. The next ganito, the next ganyan. It's a very formulated industry.
In order for you to achieve that, you have to do what
the person
they
before
think,
you. Yeah, it's cool to like.
Sorry. Because I'm na-OC, it's not pantay.
Yeah, I mean, tell me. Oh my gosh. Yung pala blurred the whole thing. But yeah, it's cool. Like, para tayong galing sa manufacturing plant and we were just like,
exactly.
like trained to be the same. And then, nawawala yung autonomy ng tao and the uniqueness. Also, like, you were always different. Like, the fact that you're a Filipina redhead, you know?
Yeah, I'm racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
It was hard. It made it hard for me to, like, I feel like in a way it made it harder for me to fit in, because I feel like when I was an actress, like, they prefer the whiter girls, because in the Philippines, they prefer, they think, they have that mentality that if you're white, you're more beautiful. When I had just moved here and I was getting dark, people would really say, "Oh, she let go. What happened to her? She doesn't care anymore about herself because she just let her skin get dark."
No.
It's the saddest thing to hear.
That's why, like, sun-kissed is such a great thing. Like, one, vitamin D is good for you.
Exactly.
And two, it's like, she's active, outdoor, living life.
I'm happy. And, like, the sun, being outdoors, also exposure to nature, is really contributes a lot to your well-being.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's one of the reasons why I'm happier, and also why my kids, like, their temperament is not like wet.
Yeah.
That's just a theory, but
no, and also after COVID, you realize, like, a lot of people, I'm sure, wish they did what you did, but they're so attached to their current life that to give it all up, it's like such a huge thing. Question, like, do you feel the judgment of you moving and then giving up a lot, and then the fact that Fillmore is a surfer, a local guy, like, I'm sure, like, you hear people say stuff, like, how has it ever affected you? I'm sure, like, you're the type of person when you don't care what other people say.
Or so I make it seem. We face a lot of judgment from people, but this judgment comes from people who either don't know us or those who refuse to see beyond that. We did face a lot of judgment because we come from very different backgrounds, but it's either from people who don't know us or who refuse to know us or get to know us, our backgrounds. And honestly, hearing this or reading those things from other people made me more sure of my decision to be with him or to choose this kind of life. I saw this somewhere, so the line, it stuck with me because it helped me stop caring about what others thought. They said something like, we're all equal, and yes, you can have like a higher educational attainment than someone from the province, and you can believe yourself to be more successful or above, but that's because of the environment that you grew up in. But in every environment, we all have different priorities. And so when people say to Fillmore that he's so lucky he is with someone like me, why? Because I have accomplishments. I have accomplished, things in my life on my own when I was younger. But he did too.
He did too.
Tayo makahinga, ladies and gentlemen! Woo! Go Papa!
He does too. He continues to do so too, and that should be as equally as admirable. You have no right to say that he is the lucky one, because I'm lucky too. Like it just really depends. Like, I have a fisherman for a husband.
Yeah.
It's okay if we don't have money. He can catch my food.
Yeah, you'll
he can
always survive. You'll always
exactly.
eat.
So what makes you say that he is less than the guy that graduated in a
And doesn't know how to
university.
keep a job, or is like
Exactly.
really some
Or with rich
gulang
parents.
or whatever.
Who are you to
Yeah,
say
you
that that
never
is the
know.
better choice for me?
That's true.
right?
What made you realize that Fillmore was the person for you? Because you know what, I keep asking people these questions because they always say when you know, but I feel like how?
I can say a lot of things obviously that are nice about him that make him a good fit for me. But at the end of the day, it's because it's being with him. When I met him or when I built this life with him, it was when I learned to love myself the most also. Because the priority is yourself. It's your life. It's my life.
Yeah.
And in order for me to be the best mom I can be, in order for you to be your best self, you have to love that. You have to enjoy being that person. And it was when I was with him that he always supports me in achieving my goals and being the best version of myself.
I don't know why I started crying. I know why. It's because I've known you for so long, and you've always been the type of person that really knew how to enjoy yourself, but I've never seen you this peaceful.
Just woke up from our nap.
You're gonna make me cry. Cry fest. Well, in our past lives, we were dramatic actors. This is a paid job, everybody.
Next on part 2 of Dear Andi.
I don't know. I mean, I have no dating advice to give you.
Gusto ko yung it became about dating advice. I'm so sorry.
Because when you were talking about that, I was just like, I just hope.
Ate Ellie is my ina anak. Before you were in Mommy's tummy, Mommy and I were friends for a long, long time.
Wait. Before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next week.